Hello everyone and welcome back to Inner Spark, the place where stories fuel your motivation and keep your dreams alive. Today's story is about how tiny, consistent actions, steps so small they seem invisible, can completely transform your life and lead to massive change over time. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Inner Spark to keep your fire of inspiration burning bright every day. Now, let's dive into the story. Ethan lived in a small town, known for chasing many dreams but finishing none. He wanted to lose weight, learn guitar, and start a business, but every attempt ended halfway. His family believed he lacked discipline. Deep down, Ethan knew they were right. He wanted change but didn't know where to begin. Scrolling through social media, Ethan saw an old classmate who looked transformed. The friend had simply started walking 10 minutes daily and kept it up for years. Seeing that post shook Ethan to his core. It wasn't a miracle, it was persistence. He realized he had been chasing big wins while ignoring small steps. That evening, Ethan stood in front of a mirror, feeling heavy. Not just in body, but in heart. He thought of all the abandoned plans, diets, online courses, business ideas. He wasn't angry about failing. He was angry about quitting too soon. The truth stung. His time had been wasted by inconsistency. Determined to try differently, Ethan set a simple goal: 15 minutes of walking each morning. No big leaps, no impossible schedules, just one tiny step. He promised himself not to focus on results but only on showing up daily. That night, he set his alarm for 6 a.m., ready to begin anew. The alarm buzzed, and his body screamed to stay in bed. Normally, Ethan would have snoozed it, but not this time. He got up, put on his trainers, and walked around the block. It wasn't much, but it felt like a small personal victory, the first time he kept a promise to himself. The first week tested Ethan's willpower. Some mornings were freezing, others poured rain. He woke up tired, questioning if it was worth it. Yet every day he reminded himself, small steps are still progress. By the 7th morning, he realized something. His body resisted less, and his mind felt lighter. One morning, a neighbor waved and said, "You're out here every day, good job." That simple acknowledgement fueled Ethan's motivation. It felt good to be noticed for persistence, not failure. For the first time, he believed this small habit might actually change him, even if no one else fully saw it yet. After a month, Ethan found himself jogging naturally. The 15-minute walk turned into a 20-minute light run without force. Surprisingly, he enjoyed the fresh air, the sunrise, and the feeling of achievement before the day began. Progress wasn't dramatic, but it was steady, and that made him proud. Encouraged, Ethan added a second habit: drinking more water daily. He didn't overhaul his diet, just one extra glass at each meal. Slowly, he felt more energized. His skin looked healthier, and his mind sharper. These changes built confidence that consistency could ripple into every area of his life. 3 months passed, and Ethan noticed his jeans fit differently. Though the scale barely moved, his body felt stronger and lighter. More importantly, he felt proud for sticking to something this long. For once, quitting wasn't an option, it was no longer part of who he wanted to be. One winter morning, Ethan caught the flu and couldn't walk for a week. Old habits whispered, "Just stop. It's ruined." But this time was different. He reminded himself that missing days didn't erase months of work. Consistency wasn't perfection. It was resilience and getting back up after life knocked you down. Once recovered, Ethan tied his laces and returned to his routine. It felt harder after the break, but restarting proved something powerful. He wasn't tied to motivation anymore. He had built discipline. That single act, showing up again, meant more than any progress he'd made so far. With walking now natural, Ethan set his sights on another dream: learning guitar. Remembering his lesson, he didn't aim for hours of practice. Instead, he played just 10 minutes a day. No rush, no pressure, just steady, small steps toward a long-forgotten passion that once scared him. Weeks turned into months, and the 10-minute sessions added up. One evening, Ethan played his first song without mistakes. Felt like magic, but he knew it wasn't. It was simply hundreds of tiny, consistent practices stacked together, proving that small steps create lasting skills. Friends and neighbors noticed Ethan's quiet transformation, not just his healthier body or new guitar skills, but his calm, focused energy. They began asking how he did it. Ethan smiled and said, "I just kept going." His consistency became contagious, inspiring others to start their own small daily habits. With confidence growing, Ethan returned to his biggest dream, starting an online business. This time, he didn't dive in trying to build it overnight. He dedicated just 30 minutes each evening to research, planning, and small tasks. Slow progress felt easier and more sustainable than chasing instant success. Within a year, Ethan launched his first product. It wasn't a huge success at first, but it was real and functional. Every step, morning walks, guitar lessons, late-night research, had compounded into this moment. What once seemed impossible now felt natural, simply because he showed up every single day. Ethan walked down the same street where he once aimlessly wandered years ago. He remembered that lost version of himself who quit everything. Today, he felt lighter, stronger, and more confident. Nothing about his transformation was luck. It was thousands of small, deliberate steps stacked together like bricks. He realized success isn't built on massive leaps or sudden breakthroughs. True change happens quietly, when you take small, consistent actions even when no one notices. It's about believing in tiny wins that slowly, but powerfully, shape the life you've always wanted to live. Just like Ethan, you don't need to change your life overnight. Start with one small habit today, walk for 10 minutes, save a pound, read a page, stay consistent, and one day you'll look back amazed at how far you've come. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to Inner Spark for more inspiring stories. Your big change begins now with one small, brave step forward.